When I think of my first impression of this country, canals, tulips, marijuana, and the red light district come to mind. And now, my college friend and I are ready to dive into the beauty of the Netherlands.
看我一下，可以。
Our first visit is Amsterdam. We spent around 5 days here, which include a day trip to Utrecht and Giethoorn village. But apart from those two places, Amsterdam is full of fascinating sights to see and delicious restaurants to try. In terms of city center, our traveling strategy focuses on finding restaurants and exploring the history and local culture. Take food for example. The thing we have eaten the most in Amsterdam is chips, and honestly, it tastes even better than in Britain. We find two restaurants, Monacom Piece Damrake and Hitterfried. Personally, I recommend Hitterfried because I like the crispy texture, and their sauce pairs perfectly with the chips. Additionally, I also recommend the chicken nuggets. They're so good that I come back for another round. Next up is brunch, and my friend picked two nice restaurants, Omelette City Center and Greenwood Single. Rationally, I feel that both cuisines are equally good, but I personally prefer Greenwood Single because the mushrooms are super delicious. In addition to brunch, we had a dinner at Modus. Just like in them, we saw various monk photos on the wall where we camped. It feels so warm. I highly recommend trying the ribs because the texture is so tender and tasty. Basically, we usually take pictures while walking after a meal. I love to capture scenes such as lively squares, charming trends, peaceful canals, and unique building facades. Each moment is worth cherishing and enjoying. Generally, tourists like to see some flowers here, so we go to the flower market right by the Montel Road. Absolutely, just go to check it out. We also have some nice desserts during the walking tour, such as ice cream and handmade cookies are all my favorites. However, the gummy is truly disgusting, especially the hot chili one. In addition to the walking tour, we also visit Annie Frank Hughes. By the way, photography and recording aren't allowed here, so let me share a brief opinion. Overall, I feel so down after the visit, and I hope that there will be no more wars in the future. When the night falls, we are super excited to visit the legendary Red Light District. However, photography and recording aren't allowed here either. Therefore, you guys can know what my friend and I experiences here. Alright, actually nothing happened. We just walked through to enjoy the vibe. I think the Van Gogh Museum is definitely worth visiting when tourists come to Amsterdam. I really love this museum for its vast collections of iconic paintings. And another reason is that the Rijksmuseum Museum is just nearby. It is really nice that we can visit both museums without walking too far. Lovely. After leaving the urban area, we take roughly half-hour train ride and arrive at Zaanse Schans windmill. In addition to playing with the cat, we definitely come here for the windmill, which uses wind to grind grass. There are two main souvenirs tourists can buy here. One of them is cheese, which is a well-known food in the Netherlands. The other is clocks. We also check out the exhibition and watch the handcrafted show. While returning, we also visit the fantastic buildings in Zaandam. So far, our journey in Amsterdam is complete. Next, we are off to Utrecht. Although it isn't as famous as Amsterdam, the Schroeder House holds a unique position in the history of modern architecture. It is also a rare example of architecture design in the style known as Dastige. My favorite part of the house is the second floor. It is basically the prototype of flexible space. And then, the popular character Miffy was also created by Dick Brana from Utrecht. Hilariously, my friend brother keeps calling nonstop, asking them to buy it, because Miffy is his favorite. I spent €90 on a lantern. Maybe it would be useful when I feel down in the night. The city is surrounded by a canal, so water activities are quite common here. On the other hand, the main street and other spots are also along the canal, including the cathedral and cultural facilities. The final attraction is Giethoorn village, where I tried driving the boat for the first time. No boat trip, no Giethoorn. For my first time driving the boat, I think it will be easy after listening to the instructions. However, I hit the pier and almost gained the way of other boats. I asked the other for help and honesty. I understand what they say, but it is an entirely different story when I start driving. Eventually, I gave up and asked my friend to drive a boat, which is called friendship. There are two main parts of the voyage, the canal in the village and the lake.
Hey, you made this one.
But be careful of the big waves on the lake. Our boat is shaking so much that I even think we might sink. At the same time, I asked to drive the boat again, but my friend said no. Anyway, it is hard to describe the beauty of the village in just a few words. No wonder it is also called the Northern Venice. At the end, I filmed the sunset to give our journey a perfect ending. I can't wait for the next part of our trip, Rotterdam and The Hague.